Second?
Second, if I can already.
Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Approved. Okay. Recognition of visitors, if you will present yourself and stand up and state your business.
My name's John Canane.
Speak up, please.
I've got the camera over here. John Canane. And what we're doing is we're going into all of the different meetings, whether it's city council meeting, different commission meetings, contractor board, planning board, everybody. We're bringing the camera in and we're recording the meetings now, and we're going to get them online so they're available to everybody. Obviously, it's a small room. Sometimes these different commissions meet at odd times, and we just want to be able to make all of this stuff available to the community so that everybody's more educated on what's actually happening, what's going on, so that we can be better educated and the citizens can be better educated and vote accordingly, or get more involved. Okay, so we're not here to pick on anybody. You don't need to comment back or anything. Just want to introduce us, and all of the video is going to be at friendsofworland.org.
I'm Alexandria, and his wife. I'm just here to watch.
Speak up, please.
I'm Janine King, and I'm just helping.
Okay.
Aaron, that was Bighorn Video Network.
Jeanette Johnson, Northern White Delegate.
Roman Canane from Friends of Worland.
Okay. All right, thank you. Anything for them, for the board?
I think it's awesome what they're doing with putting it on the internet for all the
Yeah,
public.
it's a good deal.
Good idea.
It's a lot of work.
Well, I think you guys need some support from all people.
Well, now we're to membership election and term elections. I guess right now, I'm frustrated that two of our would-be candidates aren't here. They were both contacted. I don't know what to say about that. I don't know where to go from here with that. Do we carry on with the four and with Shane's resignation? I mean, if that's no more interest than there, then
Mr. Chairman, I do believe Jason said he was on his way, so he was just finishing up a job that ran late night, so.
okay. Can we move any of the other agenda items before this is done?
Well, as Mr. Chairman, as the board existed before the resignations, you still have a quorum with what's sitting right there, so I think any action that you want to do, you can do.
I guess at this time, then, we need to entertain motions for the resignation of Doug Hepp, Shane Foote, and Marty Cross.
I would move to accept their resignations reluctantly.
Second? Discussion? I have one input on that. When this was formulated, some of the reimbursement was to give these guys, reward us with time for our ongoing education. Are these gentlemen going to receive that?
I think they can receive a portion of it. We never really actually put a figure on it, but I thought the term services that we laid out there would be, if you did the full 3 years, then that was the code cycle, so there's your 16. And the board can decide how they want to do that, because it's not a bylaw. It's just kind of something that the building department could implement. And then the 2-year would be obviously 2/3 of that, the 1 year would be 1/3 of that. Because we had terms for each one of those. Okay, which all turned to 3-year terms after those 1-year terms, and just to get alternating, so it wasn't a brand new board every 3 years.
So we could conceivably honor 6 to 7 months of the terms.
Would I be allowed to say a few words?
Yeah. Absolutely.
It's one of the tools in my bag. Kill a couple of minutes.
Discussion?
Okay. I guess first off, my name is Shane Foote, and I'm one of the founding members of this Contractors Board. I was involved in its induction, and I think it's a good thing, and I hope that it continues to go, it goes on. Tonight, I'm here to resign the board, and really the reason why I'm resigning, I don't want to resign this board, but I've been building for 15 years, and I've made a shift in my life where I'm now working, I'm an employee for a company, and it is in my interest, and the company that I work for now, it's in their interest if I stay apolitical. So that's basically the reason I'm resigning this board. The gentlemen that I've been serving on this board with are quality gentlemen and decent characters, and I'm proud to have served with the members on the board. You know, the new members like Jason that just walked in, I think he's going to be great, and he'll have a good time with it. I was actually enjoying going to the city council meetings and engaging with the city council, and believe me, they need to be engaged with. I wish more people in Worland would show up to the city council meetings because they need it. They need to be watched, they need to be pressed, they need a little pushback from the community to be held accountable. But no, I'm going to miss that. I'm going to miss going to the city council meetings and engaging. I just want to remind people the contributions that I made to the Contractors Board. I was the first contractor to go to a city council meeting and ask the city council to either allow us to start changing the current 2012 building code, or to allow us to roll back to the 2006 code. And at the first meeting that I requested that, it went kind of flat. The people that were there, they'll remember that it went nowhere. The second meeting that I made that request at, one of the city council members called that we do an emergency vote that night and roll back to the 2006 codes. And he got no response from any of the other council members, so it basically died right there and then that evening. I don't know, I think something needs to change in one way or another. The 2012 ICC code, I don't think it fits Worland. Worland is a small middle America town that's driven basically by agriculture, and using a code book that's designed for San Francisco, California it's not appropriate, and I don't think Worland should be saddled with the ICC. There are good codes in the ICC, and it keeps people safe and it keeps structures sound, but there's areas where they go too far, and personally I don't think we need that, and I hope our community gets together to bring some common sense to Worland. Probably the biggest thing people can do right now with elections 3 weeks away from now, city council members and our mayoral elections, would be to call the 2 guys that are running for mayor. Call them on the phone. I mean, if you're a registered voter, or if you're not registered and you plan on voting, call them and find out exactly where they stand on this issue if it concerns you. Don't assume from the hearsay and from the rumors that you know where they stand. You gotta talk to them. And when you do get a clear picture of where they do stand, talk to your neighbors. Go knock on their door and talk about it. Get together as a community, unite around issues that matter to you. Get some clarity. I have to commend the Friends of Worland.org, people that are here tonight videoing this. I mean, this is about fidelity. They want to bring, I don't know, clarity or just fidelity. I think freedom needs that kind of fidelity, and I commend them and I applaud them for what they're doing. It's a lot of work, and hopefully on their website they'll put a section where people can contribute to their website to help them offset some of their expenses. I hope they do that. I guess I probably won't even stay for the rest of the meeting. I'll probably head home and start making supper. And I've enjoyed being on the board with you guys, and Worland has some really decent people, and they're sitting here in this room. Thank you.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Are you allowed to ask questions? I don't know how it works.
Speak out. Go ahead.
Okay. I was told that you were asked to leave the board before you had decided, before Blowdorns or whoever it was has asked you to leave. Is that correct?
I wasn't asked to leave the board. I was
Or
informed.
that you didn't qualify
I
or
was
something?
informed that I was no longer qualified to be on the board, but I had already shook hands with my new employers and assured them that I would be leaving the board.
And why wouldn't you have been qualified? Because you're a contractor, right? I mean, you have a contractor's license still?
Yes, and I would be a contractor technically to December 31st.
Okay. So technically you were still qualified, you think?
Yeah, for the next 2 months, I guess I could stay on the board, but
I was just curious.
there's, on this board, I put it like this, a person can easily step into a political cow pie. And I don't want to get my foot into that goo and go tracking it into my new
Oh, I
workplace.
understand that. I just have gone over your bylaws pretty thoroughly, and it's very clear that as long as you had your contractor's license, that you were qualified. That's why I was
And
asking.
I'm sure you're right.
Yeah. Okay.
Thank you for looking into it as far as you've, that deeply, that thoroughly. That's awesome.
Any other comments?
I have a question. If you, you have to have an active contractor's license. If you're not a contractor, you can't hold a license. What defines active contractor's license in Worland?
I guess I don't understand your question.
Like, he said his is good till the end of the year because he's now working at Blowdorn. He's no longer considered a contractor or holds a license. Could you continue that license even though you are working at Blowdorn? You can't do more than one thing at a time?
I actually asked the city building inspector that very question, and I was told that, no, I can't, if I'm not, I don't know, how did you put that?
You can continue to be a contractor and serve the community till the end of the year. But you and I discussed the fact, the conflict of interest that could come about between you being an employee of Blowdorn
Right.
and still out contracting, competing against your fellow contractors.
Right.
That's where we felt that there was a little bit of, and if Blowdorn would allow you, then you qualify. But if Blowdorn does not want you to do that for that simple fact that, Shane works here, gets his materials here, gets employee discounts here, I can't compete against that type thing,
Right.
where you will run into the situation.
I don't see that in your bylaws, just to let you gentlemen know.
Well, that's,
It's,
to me, not a bylaw issue, that's a personal issue.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
That's strictly his conscience working against the rest of us. But if he can still hold his contractor's license for the next 3 years, as long as he maintains his liability insurance, pays his fee, and he doesn't have to have nothing like that. He could do that if he wanted to
Right.
maintain it.
And I would,
Perpetually.
I
Yeah,
would
right.
like to maintain my contractor's license just so I can stay up on, stay on my A game on the field, but carrying the liability insurance when I'm not practicing makes it a little impractical.
What are you required to have a license in this town? How much liability insurance?
What's it, $200,000?
$300,000.
$300,000. And then you have to show that you have a letter of good standing with the workers' compensation and an unemployment department. It's not a lot that is required.
It just isn't written, I couldn't find it anywhere, so that's why I'm asking.
It's in the city municipal codes in the, where they define the contractor's licenses.
Can one of you tell me what continual education means? I mean, I had read something about, it's not just that you have your contractor's license, but you do continual education. And I'm just saying, what is that? And where is it that you receive that, or who do you receive that from? Is it something you have to actually travel or take a class somewhere, or?
Every code cycle, which is every 3 years, we're required to have 16 hours of continuing education. 8 of it is code related. The city supplied us with videos and material and open book testing to complete this the last year. But we get credit for different seminars we go to. I sent my crew to Las Vegas to World of Concrete. That's the plumbers, they go, they have to do state testing. The HVAC guys do various,
So is that a state requirement or a city requirement, the
city
continual?
requirements.